Hello everybody, Lovestar VGC here, back with a new video. Today is week 2 of the Wallbreaker League. Just gonna be open and honest, things did not go well for me this week. Right off the bat, I forgot to start recording, so got about 90% of the way into the match and realized I wasn't recording. So there's that. So I had to get this film from Gawd Bear. Thank you for letting me use your footage. And also, this was a tough matchup for me. A lot of tough physical walls for me to break through. So it was a rough matchup, and it showed. So I think this week we're going to try something a little different and just kind of evaluate my play and try and learn from my mistakes. Kind of see what we can improve on. As I've said before, I'm new to Draft League, so still learning on how to build and just playing singles in general. Mostly a VGC player, so singles is a whole new game essentially. So I lead with Dragonite. In the Clefable, that's tough. I probably should switch out here. Can't risk a Moonblast to break my multi-scale. So I do. That's good. Into Coughing. It's not a bad switch in. I don't recall if I brought Defog this week, so I'm gonna assume I don't Defog here. Might be able to Will-O-Wisp into a switch in from Clefable. Might be ideal. I guess I could Strange Steam, but he's probably going to switch into something that resists it. Yeah, that takes it pretty easily. At least it confused it though, that's good. That's good for me. So I'll skip hard. Alright, so I switch out into King Gambit. Hoping maybe get a Kowtow off. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't even know about Chili Reception. As a doubles player, that's a pretty new move to me. Just, I guess Slow King in general is pretty new. So I did not know it could switch out on me like that. Kowtow, yeah. I should have read this, probably switched out into my Ogerpon or a special attacker. Getting my King Gambit burned here really, really hurt. So I go into Rotom. Now, Crocodile was just a tank of a Pokemon. Like, with EVLA, I mean, it's already beefy, but put an EVLA, and I didn't really have much to match into it, so that made it really tough. I couldn't bring my Lando this week. Just couldn't risk. I think they had Okie Dokie. I was afraid of a guard dog proc, so I got him really good with a Thunderwave here. That was nice. I think I still definitely underestimated how fast it would be, even while paralyzed, though. I think it's still, yes. So I did not expect it to outspeed me there. I thought I could get a free switch in. Yeah, that's some pretty massive chip, so playing one of my special walls there down below half made things much more difficult for the rest of the match. And with this defensive core, with the Crocolar and the Clefable, it made things very difficult to attack into switches. Especially with a burned King Gambit, there's really not a whole lot. Yeah, see, boom. Probably read a Clefable switch, and that did not happen. I also went Assault Vest King Gambit, which was probably a mistake in hindsight. Without Swords Dance there, that burn is just brutal. Defog on my Weezing would have been nice. I'm taking a lot of chip switching in here. That Yawn basically forces me into a Volt switch, which is, you know, moderate chip at best, so we'll take chip. Chip for free is never a bad thing. Yeah. Again, not a lot of chip, but we'll take some. Gosh, hurry up. Switch in. Ugh. I gotta be better about remembering to switch my names. I realized only like half my Pokemon had the theme I was going for. Probably should have known that it had Earth Power coverage, because that was massive. Toxic Spikes, okay. I probably should have gone with like a Strange Steam to get some heavy chip in. So basically I'm forced to hope for Paraflinches here. I don't know why I did that. I was so low of health, I probably should have just let it go down. Oh, okay, I went, yeah. So yeah, I got a free switch in there, but my Weezing's really slow. I can't get another attack in. I'm just going to take more Stealth Rock damage when I switch in, so I probably should have just gone with a free switch. This is a pretty... yeah, this is tough. That Freeze Dry... I know that Freeze Dry will knock me out here. So I'm basically hoping for a Paraflinch, or I'm forced to switch right out. So he switches out. So yeah, like I said, switch right out. And again, no Swords Dance makes this tough here. I have no way to beef up my King Gambit at all. Mandibuzz was a good switch. I realize I got to do a better job with my building. I really had no answer into this Mandibuzz. I didn't have a lot of answers in that much of the team, to be honest. I guess that's just part of the drafting process. Sometimes you are going to come across teams that you really just don't have any answers for, and some other ones you're going to have much better matchups. So just kind of take a look at all of the teams as they're being built and try and have somewhat of an answer into all of them. And again, I'm going to do good chip here, but being burned is rough, yeah, see. If I get off a Swords Dance, it would definitely change things for me here. Now see, if I had Swords Dance, I could just Swords Dance that past turn. Waited another turn here. Probably would have dealt more foul play damage, but see, just roosts, and both those 2 turns are completely irrelevant. I might have been able to pick them off with a crit or something. You never know. The RNG in this game can be a little wild sometimes. Now I'm forced to just keep King Gambit in. And he can just roost stall me until I get knocked out. So at this point, I got about 1 turn left on King Gambit with damage at most. So I probably can't get another attack in unless it's a Sucker Punch. It's going to be really weak. So I probably switch out to something else so I can use my King Gambit as a sacrifice later in the match. Which is what I do. My back's against the wall at that point, so that's probably about my best bet. Switching out a sacrifice into another sacrifice is probably not ideal. Considering it can still outspeed me this next turn. Probably went for a Strange Steam here. Will-O-Wisp wouldn't be awful, but again, there's nothing I can do here. Yeah. Oh, and it was Boots, okay. So I wasn't going to take any rock damage when I switch it, but still, I mean, you saw how little damage that took to knock me out there. So now I'm basically down 4-0. My King Gambit is just a sacrificial lamb at this point. There's more rocks damage. Now, Pain Split would probably be really nice here. That's probably my best bet, yeah. I do go for the Pain Split. I have no answers into this Kyurem with Rotom, so basically forced to switch out into something. I guess maybe Ogre would be cool. I could sacrifice King Gambit yet, but I do. Things are looking fairly bleak at this point. My back is against the wall, and they have a core that is going to be really tough to break through. Dang, come on, Love Star, hurry up and switch. I'll try and make my decisions a little bit quicker next time for my opponent. My bad. Thank you for waiting so long for me, Gawd Bear. I got Ogre. I think reading a switch here would be smart, so probably going to Swords Dance. I think I've outsped everything they've sent out so far, so I don't know why I would Trailblaze. Which I do. Swords Dance. It's good. I believe for my attack moves I have Trailblaze, Ivy Cudgel. What was my other? Oh, Knockoff. So a Knockoff would be pretty nice here. Poison Terror was really smart. Not having my Lando really hurt this matchup. So there goes Eviolite. Now he's got the Yawn. Now it forces a switch out or for me to take a turn to sleep. So I switch out. Hindsight's 2020. Probably could have just knocked out the Cockalore and gone from there. Maybe hope for a one-turn sleep. I don't know what I would have gone for. Hydro Pump, okay. Another Croc that probably would have done a good amount. Definitely would have been a KO, but. So again, now I'm forced to switch out for fear of a freeze dry. I probably could have survived it, looking at my health. So I got really lucky there that I was able to get a Vault switch off without any damage dealt to me. A little bit of positive RNG in my favor. It's not much, but I'll take it. Probably taking so much time to figure out who I want to switch into because I'm just kind of screwed at this point. I'm losing piece by piece. I probably should have gone into Iron Valiant here. Um, yeah, those rocks. Oh. Yeah, Iron Veil would have been ideal. So probably should have gone Swords Dance. I don't know. Just doing a head calc there. Probably outspeed Swords Dance +2 before at the health that he was at. He's probably going to go for a foul play into me after I had Swords Dance. So I might have been able to get a KO there. Let's see how much Ivy Cudgel does. If I can get down below 25%, probably would have. He probably would have hung on. Dang. That's just good building right there. It's a bulky bird. I kind of wish I could tear a Hearthflame. It's kind of OP in Draft League, to be honest. It's probably why it's banned in most leagues, but it's just so fun to use in VGC. Same with E-Speed. Terra, normal Dragonite. Definitely be OP in singles. Especially multi-scale, just get a free Dragon Dance off. So yeah, Ice Spinner. So that might have been my only answer into Mandibuzz. So yeah, I'm forced to switch out again. Taking more rocks damage. They get some good chip. That made my spikes irrelevant there. Just masterful switching for my opponent. It's definitely something new. As a VGC player, is just the amount of swapping and counter switching that you do in singles is definitely a lot to get used to. But it's cool. It's like playing chess. You know, different strategies, different games styles. It's neat. That's why I love Pokemon so much. It's like Magic, the Gathering, and you know, D&D. You know, building your character and stuff. I just like theory crafting things. So yeah, swap back into D-Knight. Take a yawn. Gonna have to switch right back out again. Fortunately, Poison is finally going to take out the Crocodile, unless he switches out. Back into my Rotom. And on the point of switching, I think it's doing the smart switches that takes a bit to get used to. I mean, you can easily counter switch all the time, but you're going to start taking damage, and that chip stacks up. So, yep, finally broke the gator, or croc. And then Terra, Iron Boulder. That's awesome. To face, and yeah, boom. I knew I was going to have trouble with that boulder, so I think I made a lot of choices to try and counter that, and I might have gone too heavy in one direction, I suppose. I just really underestimated Croc, to be honest. It's like one of those really late draft picks that you make to fill out your team. And you really don't expect your opponent to use some of those mons sometimes. So, like, when they bring you out, it's just, whew. Honestly, kudos to be able to play. Oh, yeah, I had Shadow Ball. That was really disappointing, the amount of damage. Calm Mind set probably would have been better, but even still, yeah, it's gonna be boop. Yep. So yeah, Shadow Ball might not have been the right move. Probably could have gone like Thunderbolt for that last move, so I had something into the Mana Buzz. Definitely wanted to bring Landorus into this matchup. Yeah, just not get my King Gambit burned so early. So yeah, Dragon Dance. Get a free Dragon Dance in with the multi-scale, so I know I'm not going to take any damage. Looks like he's sacrificing his Mana Buzz, because he knows I have Ice Spinner, and I'm faster, so... Now, Unaware, any Mon is tough, but Unaware Clefable for my D-Knight is just rough. Probably should have tried to go for another Dragon Dance. Oh wait, no, it's Unaware, so yeah, that wouldn't have done anything. So that's probably why I didn't bother. So at this point, I am even speed. Moonlight heals it back up. I really appreciate the bulk on Gawd Bear's team. I like to play bulky offense in VGC, so definitely respect the style. Probably should have drafted a little bit more bulk for my team, just to have some more switch-in answers. I suppose Weezing makes a good physical wall, and I built my Rotom to do a pretty good job as a special wall, but I mean, again, they're not ideal walls for sure. So yeah, at this point I'm pretty screwed. I don't want to swap out my D-Knight. Wait, do I even have anything left? Oh yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah. it's good to watch this through now and see a lot of the mistakes I made when it comes to building and just my play. So while I don't think I could have beat uh, his team, I could have closed the differential a bit for sure. So I'm gonna take all of this and hopefully next week I can focus a little bit more on my building and um, we can see a bit of an improvement. So thank you for being here today. You all have a good one. Peace out.